This video is going to cover filtration. So I have a sand and salt mixture in this bottle here, and what I've done is I've put that sand and salt mix into a beaker. So if I now add water, the salt should dissolve into the solvent. The solvent is the water and the solute is the salt. And we should have made a salt solution there with some sand. The sand does not dissolve. And then hopefully we should be able to filter that. So I'm going to use filtration as my technique to separate the sand from the salt. So I will take a filter paper, which I've folded into 4, and then I've got a conical flask with a funnel, and I put my filter paper in the top, and then I carefully pour the sand and the salt mix into the funnel, and I keep on going until I've filtered all of my sand from my salt. So what you should find is that the filtrate is down here in the bottom, so this is filtered through. So that should be the salt solution, and then the sand is left behind in the filter paper. You've got to be very careful that you don't overfill this filter paper. This has been filtering for a good few minutes now, and you can see that the sand has been left behind on the filter paper, and we have a nice clear salt solution underneath. So I'm going to show you what we do next. Our next stage is evaporation to get a pure salt. Okay, so we're going to evaporate. And what we do, there's a couple of ways of doing this. You could just put a small amount of the solution onto a watch glass or in a beaker, and you could leave that to dry. And what that will do is that the water, the solvent, will evaporate very slowly, and it will leave behind salt crystals. If you don't have lots of time, what you can do is you can speed this process up by using evaporating basin. So we have an evaporating basin here. I'm going to sit it on a tripod, and I would pour in my salt solution, and I would heat underneath with a Bunsen, and I would heat it quite slowly so that I reduce the volume by about a half, and then I would leave it to cool down slowly and leave it for probably overnight or a few days for the salt crystals to form. Just wanted to show you some salts after they have been fully crystallised. So here is some copper sulphate, and that's been left for a couple of days to evaporate after heating. And this salt is sodium chloride, and you can see it's crystallised quite nicely.